what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a very exciting one and something that I look forward to every single time, and that is trying out the new Catrice products that they released. So twice a year they do an entire assortment update where they get rid of a few things and then also add a bunch of new makeup to their permanent line. And I am always stalking my local drugstore to try and get my hands on these products as soon as I can to film a video on them, which is what I did. From the moment they launched at my local drugstore's online site, I placed an order, I had it delivered the next day, and I filmed with it right away because I was so excited. So this is the look I came up with using all of the new Catrice products, or at least a bunch of them. So before getting into the video, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Eline and I would love it if you would subscribe and stick around. The button is right down below. And if you love Catrice and drugstore videos in general, then definitely give this video a thumbs up, and again, stick around because I make a lot of drugstore videos. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and try out these makeup goodies. Alright, I am so excited to start playing with this new makeup. I hope it is good, but let's go ahead and find out together. So the first thing I'm going to do is hydrate my lips. I always do that before I start doing my makeup. And I picked up the Catrice Lip Coconut Balm. So this is basically a clear lip balm that has coconut oil in it. It also smells like coconut. This is what it looks like. This smells really good, so I'm going to apply it on my lips. It's definitely a thicker, buttery balm that you first have to warm up a little bit before it starts getting very creamy. But once you do that, it feels really hydrating on the lips. It doesn't really have a tint to it, it just adds a subtle sheen to the lips. So yeah, so far I like it. Let's see if my lips are hydrated by the end of this video. So then for primer, I have the Catrice Energizing Prime and Care Spray. So this says that it revitalizes the skin. So I'm going to use that to first prime my skin, and then at the end I'm also going to use it to set. So I'm shaking it, and it says to spray about 30 centimeters from the face. So the spray is really fine. It does have a very strong scent to it, like a perfume-like scent. It smells good, but it is very strong, so keep that in mind. But it doesn't spritz too much product at once. It's actually a really nice spray, and it feels really good on the skin. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. And then for foundation, Catrice didn't really bring out any new ones, so I'm just going to use my HD Liquid Radiance foundation. This is a little bit too dark for me at the moment, so I'm going to mix in some of their Makeup Transformer drops in Lightening. So I'm going to use a mixture of this and use this as my foundation. They did bring out a skin perfecting balm, I would say, but I didn't pick that up because there's only one shade, which I don't know, it's weird. I want to see it in person, but it's not available at our drugstores yet. I had to order everything online. So once I'm able to swatch that in store, I might pick it up. Let me know if you want to see a dedicated review on that. So I'm just mixing these two together and hope that it will look light enough, because this foundation is very dark for me at the moment. Okay, that already looks a little bit better than when I don't use the lightning drops. It's still a little bit too dark, but I can make this work. By the way, I really love this foundation. I tested it out in my last testing Catrice video, and I freaking love it. It is the Radiance version. They also have a more matte version, which I don't really like that much. I definitely prefer this one, especially now that the weather is a little bit colder. During the summertime, I do prefer the more matte version. So I'm just working this into my skin using my damn beauty blender. You guys know the drill by now. I always do this. Also, if there is anything I use in this video that you want me to film a separate dedicated review on, then definitely leave it down below in the comments, because I would love to do that. But I just want to know what you guys want to see. Alright, foundation is on. Now it's time to move on to concealer and hide these really dark under eye circles. I have been getting zero sleep lately. So they brought out a new concealer, but also a under eye primer, which I'm super excited to try out. So this is the Liquid Camouflage Under Eye Primer. I was really intrigued by this because I've never used an under eye primer before. I'm guessing this will be very gimmicky and just feel like a regular eye moisturizer or eye cream. But it says Silky Smooth Hydrating Primer, which creates the ideal base for Catrice concealer. only Catrice concealer. It reduces the look of fine lines and perfects under eye concealer application. So I'm really excited to try it out. It's basically like a clear gel, I would say, on a doe foot applicator. I have no idea if you were supposed to apply this before applying your foundation, but let's go ahead and try it out. So I'm just going to apply it where I would apply my concealer. The only thing is that this applicator will get dirty very easily if I apply it on top of my foundation, but we're just trying it out. So I applied it underneath my eyes. I don't know if you guys can see that because it is transparent, and I'm just going to blend it in using my fingers, I guess. Or should I use a beauty blender? I don't know. I'm going to use my fingers and then my beauty blender. It has a very subtle scent that I really like. Like, it's not too perfumey and it doesn't linger on the skin, so then I really don't mind it. Alright, so I blended it into my skin, I think. My under eyes feel very hydrated, so I'm excited to apply a concealer on top of that. And then, as I mentioned, they released new concealers. These are the 1 Drop Coverage Weightless Concealers. So this is supposed to be full coverage with hyaluron and sweat proof. So I'm really excited to try this out. I picked up the shade Light Beige, and by the way, this bottle is really cute. Like, this is the foundation and then this is the concealer. So it's like really small compared to it, but it has like the same like design, I would say. So it does have a drop applicator just like the foundation, which I've never seen in a concealer before. So it says you only need 1 drop for full coverage concealing. I don't know about that, but let's go ahead and try it out. So I am going to apply 1 drop on each side and see if it is enough. So I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend it into my skin. Now let's go ahead and apply that. First of all, it blends really easy on top of that like primer gel. I have no clue if this is in my head, but it definitely like reduced my fine lines a little bit. Maybe it's in my head, I don't know. So now that it is blended in, I definitely need more coverage than 1 drop, so I'm going to apply a few more drops. But the coverage is pretty decent actually, so I'm going to apply some extra drops on each side and start blending that in. It's definitely buildable and it looks really good underneath the eyes. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look dry. I don't know if it's the concealer, the primer, a combination of both, but I'm really liking my under eyes. I'm just going to apply a little bit more because, again, I need a lot of coverage underneath the eyes. Also, I'm really surprised, but I picked up the perfect shade. Usually when I order online, I pick up the weirdest shades that don't match me at all. But this one really does. Okay, so far I really like this combo. I'm also going to apply a little bit of my Catrice Eye Foundation Matte Primer. Again, this is not new. This was from their like past release, but they didn't have a new eyeshadow primer. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this one and then blend it out using my damp sponge again. And then before setting my face, I do have one more liquid product that I want to apply first. And this is the Bouncy Bronzer Caribbean Vibes in the shade Cuba Vibes. So this is what that looks like. And the fun part about this is that it is like a, like bouncy slime-like consistency. Like, it's really weird, but so fun. Like, I'm going to put my finger in there. Can you guys see? That is so much fun. I think it's really cool that they did this. This is like something different, and yeah, I've never seen this at the drugstore, so I am really excited to try it out. I've never actually tried anything like this, period. So I'm not really sure how I should apply it. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques pointed foundation brush, which is like a flat synthetic brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit and apply it on the areas where I would normally bronze. So like right here, a little bit on my forehead. This is a very shimmery bronzer. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is very shimmery. So I'm not going to apply any of that as like a nose contour because it is too shimmery for that. A little bit underneath my lips. And I think that's it. And then to blend this out, I am going to use my damp beauty sponge again. I think this dries down pretty fast and I was a little bit too slow. Alright, definitely something you should keep in mind. These dry really fast, so I'm having a really hard time blending them into my skin. So I'm going to use a flat kabuki brush and see if that helps. Damn, that dries fast. Like, it's not moving. It's not going anywhere. Guys, I think I just ruined my makeup. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to apply a little bit more of my foundation and see if that helps blend the product into my skin a little bit, because this is not moving anywhere. Alright, yeah, that's helping a little bit, but now I'm just erasing it. Alright, so luckily that helped blend it in. It is still a little bit noticeable. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it is definitely still noticeable. It's just really subtle. So yeah, if you ever use this product, work quickly, do one side at a time and immediately blend it out because it dries down really fast. Alright, so now to set everything in place, they released a new loose powder, and this is the Glow Illusion Loose Powder in Translucent Radiance. So this is what it looks like. I think they already had this, but like a mattifying version, but now they also have a glowing version, which I am all about. So I'm going to use this to set underneath my eyes and then also the rest of my face. So this is what the powder looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has like a subtle like beige tint to it, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to take a little bit of that and set underneath my eyes. By the way, the concealer creased a little bit, but I always have that with any concealer that I use. So I personally don't mind it. I'm just going to blend it out before I set it, because otherwise I'm just going to set the creases and we don't want to do that. As for the concealer, I definitely like it, but it's not like a 1-drop coverage for me. It's more like 4 to 5 drops, but I do really like the consistency. So now I'm going to set my concealer. First, getting rid of any creases. The thing is that there's not really a lot coming out of this. Like, I can push it really hard, but there's not really a lot of powder coming out. Alright, so far it looks really pretty underneath the eyes. It doesn't look cakey. I also don't really notice like the illuminating part, but maybe when I apply it all over my face I will. It's just that there's not really a lot of product coming out of here. Like, I'm guessing there's not enough like little holes in here, because when I push it like this, barely anything comes out. I'm also setting my eyeshadow primer in place, and then I'm going to set the rest of my face if I can get enough product out. Okay, so far I am really liking my complexion. When I look at it up close, I do see that it's a little bit radiant, like there's not any shimmer or sheen in it, but my skin doesn't look matte either. So far I am really digging my base. So now I'm going to fill in my eyebrows off camera and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Eyebrows are filled in. Before anyone comments, they are not sisters, they're not even related. They could have babies if they wanted to, okay? And also, if you wanted to know, I use my ColourPop brow color in Dope Dope. Now, to set my eyebrows in place, I picked up the new Catrice Brow Idol Sport Proof Mascara, which is waterproof and sweat proof, and I picked up the shade Medium Brown, which is the lightest shade. Now, my only concern with this is that there are only 2 shades available, and this is the lightest one, which I don't think is light enough for people that have blonde hair. So this is what the wand looks like, and as you can see, it is a little bit too dark for people that would have like very light eyebrows. So that's like my only concern, but let's go ahead and apply it. It's also like very, very, very warm, which I am personally not used to. I prefer a more cool toned like brow setting gel, but luckily it's not too bad. It's just something I noticed immediately. It does add a little bit of volume to my eyebrows, but again, it's a little bit too dark even for my eyebrows and a little bit too warm. But yeah, this is what they look like now that I have set them. Alright, so now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and finish off the rest of the face. So to add some color back into my skin, I picked up the Catrice Romantic Gardens Everyday Face and Cheek Palette. They had a few of these. This is what they look like, but I picked up the Romantic Gardens one. I think they had 4 of these. And what immediately caught my attention is that the packaging is very sturdy. It feels very luxurious, and it also has a mirror on the inside. So this is what the palette looks like. As I said, you get a mirror right here, and then these are the shades. So for bronzer, I'm going to pick up the matte bronzer, which is this one right here. There's only one bronzer in this palette, so I'm going to use this, of course. So I'm first going to try and use it as a contour. I'm going to give it a little swatch, but it is very warm, so I don't know if it will work as a contour, but let's go ahead and try it anyways. Ooh, that is very warm. Yeah, that's not going to work as a contour. I'm going to even it out right here, and also it's very, very, very pigmented. Okay, I will use my bronzer brush and try to blend it in a little bit. That's not moving. Why did I do it again? Someone's telling me that I shouldn't like contour today. It's not my contouring day. I'm going to pick up a little bit to try and blend it out. I'm also going to pick up the brush that I used for my powder and try to blend it out. So that shade is definitely a bronzer and not a contour shade, which is what I thought, but I'm also going to apply a little bit on my forehead. Okay, with the bronzer brush it works, just not with the contour brush. Alright, so if I can be completely honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this bronzer because it's not easy to blend out at all. Even with my bronzer brush, it's just not that easy to blend out, and also the shade is very warm. So yeah, not really my favorite bronzer for my skin type, and also just the formula in general. So then for blush, I'm going to use a mixture of this shade, which is the matte blush, and then this one, which is the luminous blush. This entire palette is very pigmented, so you have to use it with a very light hand. But so far I do really like the blushes. They're blending very easily, and they are definitely pigmented. Okay, so I definitely applied enough blush, as you guys can see, but I love blush, so I don't mind it. Alright, and then for highlight, the palette comes with two highlighters, so I'm going to use this one to highlight my cheekbones, and then this one, which is the soft highlighter, to highlight the center of my face, and then this one to highlight my cheekbones, which is the shimmering highlighter. So I'm going to start off with the shimmery highlighter and apply that on my cheeks. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's a very light highlight, but it's very intense and also buildable, as you can see. Is it like my favorite highlight ever? No, but it looks beautiful on the skin. It doesn't accentuate texture too much. I like it so far. So the blushes and the highlighters definitely work a lot better than the bronzer, luckily. And then on the center of my face, I'm going to apply the soft highlighter. So on my cupid's bow and on the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my forehead right here. The soft highlight is also really pretty, but it has like a subtle like rosy tint to it, whilst this one is like very white and like pearlized, if that makes any sense. But I like them, especially the more intense highlighter. What did you expect? Alright, so now it's time to move on to the eyes. For eyeshadow, I picked up two palettes right here. So first we have the Superbia Volume 2, I cannot speak. The Superbia Volume 2 Frosted Taupe Eyeshadow Edition. So this is what the packaging looks like, and then when you open it up, these are the shades that come in here. So definitely more of a like cool toned palette, and I picked this up because it was a little bit different and I don't really have a palette like this in my collection. And then I also picked up the Exotic Traveler Palette à Porter eyeshadow. So this is what it looks like. This is so freaking small. It feels like a credit card, which is insane. So this is, like it said, perfect to travel with and take into your purse. By the way, this is in the shade Wanderlust. And then these are the shades that come in the palette. I love these two right here. So far I have no idea, like absolutely no idea what I want to do on my eyes. I'm just going to wing it. So taking the Superbia palette, I'm going to pick up this shade right here. They don't really have any shades, so I'm just going to have to show you guys. But I'm going to use this as my transition shade. And I'm going to start working that into my crease. And then once there's a little bit less product left on my brush, I'm going to blend it upward towards my brow bone. That way when we apply any shades later on, this will still be noticeable as our transition shade. So we're definitely going for more of a cool tone look today, since this palette is so cool toned, but I'm really excited about it. Like, I am so curious to see how these will perform, because so far this video has been going pretty great. So let's hope it will stay that way. Also, I will do like a wear test at the end of the video, so I will see how many hours I can wear before coming back and showing you guys what it looks like and giving you my final opinions. But I definitely am planning on doing that. By the way, this transition shade blended beautifully. Like, it blends like a dream. It's buildable, but I don't have to build it up too much, and it's like a beautiful cool tone taupe. I love it. Catrice is definitely stepping up their game, as well as Essence, I feel like. Also, their prices are going up a little bit, but I feel like the quality is too, so I don't really mind paying a little bit more to get better quality. Then to darken it up a little bit more, I'm going to pick up this shade right here, and I'm just going to work that into my crease as well. I kind of also want to play with this palette, but I don't know if I will be able to like combine it with these cool tone shades. I will have to see what we can come up with. But again, even though I use this palette in today's look, if you guys are interested in seeing a separate video on it, like more in depth and also like swatches and a tutorial, then definitely comment that down below, because again, I will do that. So once I applied that shade, I'm taking my transition shade again and using that to blend out the crease. Alright, I'm going to pick up this shade and use that to darken up my outer V a little bit. And I'm taking that on a very precise brush. And I'm not going to take too much because I don't want any fallout. And I'm going to focus that in my outer V before blending it out a little bit. So I'm really just packing it on there. And then once I do, I will start to blend it out. This shade is not very like pigmented. It doesn't look as dark on my eyes as it does in the pan. But it blends out really easily and it's such an easy shade to work with. Like, you don't have to be afraid of this like dark shade because it's not as intense as it looks like in the pan. Alright, like so. And then for my lid shade, I think I'm going to pick up the Exotic Traveler palette and pick up this beautiful rose gold shade right here. So I'm going to apply it dry first and see what it looks like, and then if necessary, I'm going to wet my brush a little bit. It's pretty but very subtle on my eyes. Like, it's a little bit powdery. This is the typical Catrice eyeshadow that they used to do all the time. Like, these shades tend to blend into one another, if that makes any sense, if you know which palettes I mean. So what I'm going to do now is wet my brush a little bit to intensify that shade. And I just used the spray that we used in the beginning. And let's see if that did anything. I don't really feel like it did anything. I'm going to take my finger. Also, the shade looks completely different on my eyes than what it looks like in the pan, which is weird. Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of this shade. So what I'm going to do is take this shade from the Superbia palette and try to apply that on top and see what happens. Yeah, I need something brighter and lighter. So I might use this shade, the middle shade from the Exotic palette, and see if that looks good on top, because I need something lighter. Like, it's blending into one shade on my eyes. Yeah, that's already making it a little bit better. What do you guys think? It already looks a little bit better in my opinion. And now what I'm going to do is pick up this beautiful purple shade right here and apply that where the two shades meet right here on the outer corners. And this will add a little bit of purple to the look. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to pick up this shade right here. That looks really intense. That's pretty. I had a little bit of fallout, but not too much, so I can live with that. And now I'm debating what I want to do with my lower lash line. I don't know. First, I'm going to highlight my inner corners using this shade from the Traveler palette. I'm losing my voice. You see, like, in the pan it looks super intense, but when I apply it, it's like super subtle. So I'm going to actually pick up this shade and see if that is definitely more intense. So then what I'm going to do is pick up this shade right here and add it to my lower lash line to add a fun pop of color. That's really pretty and very, very, very intense. So then to blend that out a little bit, I'm going to use my transition shade from the Suburbia palette and use that to blend it out just a little bit so it doesn't look as harsh. Alright, like so. And then I'm going to add some nude eyeliner into my waterline. This is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Stay Highlight. I don't have any by Catrice, not a new one and not one in my collection already, which is why I'm using one by Essence. This is the only non-Catrice product I'm using in today's video. Alright, like so. Now before applying my mascara, I am going to set my makeup in place, again using the same Energizing Prime and Care spray. So I'm going to use that to set my makeup down. Alright, so then for mascara, I picked up the Catrice Glam and Doll Boost Lash Growth Volume Mascara. So this is supposed to be a mascara that also like boosts the growth of your lashes and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to try it out. So it comes in a cardboard packaging like this. And then this is the mascara right here. I love the packaging. I love how it has like an hourglass shape. And then this is the wand, which is a rubbery wand. And those are the ones that I prefer. So before applying that, I am going to curl my eyelashes really quickly. And I'm using my Tarte eyelash curler as always. This is a very precise and small wand. I haven't really used a lot of mascaras like this. Like, I'm used to a bigger wand, but it is coating my eyelashes pretty nicely, and it will also be perfect to apply mascara on my lower lashes. So this is what one coat looks like versus no coats. I'm going to apply another one on top. Alright, so my camera just shut off on me, so I had to finish off my eyelashes off camera, but this is what they look like now that I have applied, I would say, about 3 to 4 coats. I really like the mascara. I wish it was a little bit more lengthening, but it adds a lot of volume. It separates my lashes. It's not clumpy whatsoever. So far, I really love the mascara. That definitely gets a big thumbs up from me so far. I also went ahead and took off my lip balm, but my lips feel very hydrated, so I definitely really loved the lip balm. So now that we have finished off basically everything, it's time to move on to the last step, which is lips. I picked up 3 lip products right here. Again, if you want me to pick up the entire collection of any of these to film a lip swatch video, again, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm going to start off with the lip gloss. This is the Generating Plump and Shine lip gloss, and I have the shade Crystal Rock. So this is what it looks like, and this is supposed to give like an optical illusion of fuller lips. So I'm really excited to try it out. So this is what the wand looks like. It's basically just a doe foot applicator. It doesn't really have a strong scent, like it's very subtle. It smells a little bit like vanilla, but let's go ahead and apply it. I'm so excited to see what it looks like on my lips, but I have a feeling this will be more of like a lip topper. But yeah, this is gorgeous. I had to go in one more time because the wand didn't really pack enough product, but this is what 2 coats look like. I'm obsessed. My lips look so freaking juicy. It's not too sticky. It's a little bit sticky, but not too much. Feels really good on the lips, and this is just beautiful. It's like a very neutral shade that you could wear on any lipstick. I love it. So this is what the makeup looks like with this lip color. Right, so now I'm going to go ahead and remove that and apply the next lipstick. It definitely left a little bit of sparkle on my lips. But then I also picked up a regular bullet lipstick, and this is the Power Plumping Gel Lipstick in the shade 020 My Lip Choice. So this is what the packaging looks like. It looks super luxe. I freaking love the new packaging, and it also has the shade on the bottom. So this is what the lipstick looks like. It has Be Brave engraved on the actual lipstick, which I think is so cool. Again, a very subtle scent that's not too strong at all. So let's go ahead and apply this shade. Right, so these lipsticks are definitely more on the sheer side, so you do have to build them up a little bit. But again, they are called gel lipstick, so I guess it was in the name. But this shade is beautiful. Even though it is sheer, it does have quite some pigment to it. It feels super comfortable on the lips, like extremely comfortable. It's not sticky whatsoever. It's a little bit slippery, but not too much. But yeah, I think the shade looks freaking beautiful. I love it. So I definitely might pick up all of the shades and do a lip swatch video, because so far I really love this lipstick. So now what I might do is add a little bit more of the lip gloss on top and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like with the gloss on top. As I thought, it looks really beautiful with the gloss. It just added so much more like juiciness. I'm obsessed with this, and especially this combo. Big thumbs up from me. Alright, and then lastly we have the Generation Matte Comfortable Liquid Lipstick in the shade Newtown Express, which I think is the lightest shade. So these are supposed to be matte liquid lipsticks. So far I don't think that Catrice actually nailed that formula in my opinion, so I really hope that these are actually matte. It does say comfortable liquid lipstick in the title, so I'm afraid they will be like a little bit more moussey, which we have seen already from Catrice. So yeah, I'm really curious to try it out. This is what the wand looks like. Again, very similar to the lip gloss wand. I'm really excited to try it out. Let's hope it is actually matte. The wand definitely packs on enough product to cover your entire lip, so that's good. You don't have to go back in 1,000 times. Alright, so this is what this shade looks like. I'm going to let it dry for a little bit and hope it gets matte. But so far it's not matte at all. Okay, so I have been letting this liquid lipstick dry for about a minute now. And in my opinion, if it is a liquid lipstick, it should have dried down by now. But it's not. It feels very slippery on the lips. Like, it looks matte when you look at it, but it doesn't feel matte, and I have a feeling this will not last a very long time on my lips. But we will have to see in the wear test. But so far, not really the biggest fan because it feels so slippery. It doesn't feel matte and long lasting at all. But I do love the shade. I love the shade. I just wish it was more matte. I just have a feeling that we've seen this formula already by Catrice. They just put it in another packaging, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that actually completes this entire makeup look. So I'm actually really pleased with the end result. There were a few hits and misses, definitely. I'm going to go over the products really quickly, but I do really like the end result. which is the most important thing. So yeah, the spray, I really loved it. There's nothing bad I can say about it. It smells amazing, worked amazing. The lip balm, it smells good, love the packaging, worked amazingly at hydrating the lips. The under eye primer, I think it actually made a difference. At first I was like very skeptical and I was like, yeah, whatever, it's going to be gimmicky, but I actually have a feeling that it did something. I'm going to have to test it out with some concealers that I am used to, but so far I really liked it. The concealer I also really enjoyed. I just need more than one drop to get the coverage that I need, but I'm able to build it up, and I love the formula. It doesn't look cakey or dry underneath the eyes at all. And also their shade range is getting a little bit bigger, so that is good. The Bouncy bronzer, you do have to be really careful and blend it out like very quickly. You have to work like Speedy Gonzalez when you use this, so keep that in mind. But aside from that, it smells really good. Like, it smells like a vacation and it is beautiful. It's just, you have to know how to work with it. The Glow Illusion Loose Powder, so far I really liked it. It looks beautiful on my skin. We will have to wait and see what it looks like by the end of the day. But so far it didn't make my skin look cakey or anything, so I liked that. The Brow Idol like eyebrow mascara, I liked it. It's just a little bit too warm and dark for my eyebrows, but I loved the formula. Then the two eyeshadow palettes. This eyeshadow palette, I liked the mattes a lot, like the transition shade and stuff, but I was a little bit underwhelmed by the shimmers. But I was able to create a look with it. It's just not as intense as I wanted it to look. So yeah, but the mattes are really good. It's just that I was a little bit unimpressed with the shimmers. Then the Exotic Traveler palette. This shade right here was really pretty. It's just that this one was a little bit disappointing again. So I will have to try it out even more. But so far it's like a meh product. Like, I don't know, it's not good, it's not bad. The mascara, so far I really like it. Like, my eyelashes look pretty good. I love the small wand, so far so good. And then the lip products, the lip gloss, I freaking love it. I want to pick up all the shades and do a lip swatch video. The Power Plumping Gel Lipstick, I love it as well. Again, want to pick up all the shades. And then the liquid lipstick. Now it has been on for quite a while and it still hasn't dried down yet. Like, it's a little bit drier in the beginning, but it's not like the classic liquid lipstick that I am used to, so I will have to see again how long it will wear and stuff like that. But so far, not really the biggest fan of the formula, although I love the color. So those were my thoughts on the new Catrice products. There were definitely a lot of hits and just a few misses, but overall I am so pleased with their new collection. I think they did an excellent job adding these products to their permanent range, and I cannot wait to try out these products even more. So it is currently 2:38 in the afternoon. I'm going to try and wear this makeup for as long as I can and then come back by the end of the day before taking off my makeup to show you guys what it looks like and give you my thoughts and opinions on how it wore throughout the day. So I will see you guys in a couple of hours. Alright guys, I'm back. I just finished having dinner and it is now 7:43 in the evening to be precise. So I have been wearing this makeup for a good 5 to 6 hours, but it has been on my skin for about 6 hours, I would say. And so far when I look at it, it actually looks pretty good. At first I was afraid that the illuminating powder would make my skin look like overly greasy, but it actually doesn't. The highlight is still there, like everything is still noticeable. The eyeshadow didn't crease. The mascara didn't smudge, which is really good. The liquid lipstick did rub off a little bit because I had dinner. I don't know if you guys can see. It is still noticeable, but around the inner parts, it is definitely gone. But that was what I thought would happen. But overall, it doesn't look too like bad. I could still wear this, but if I would run out the door right now, I would touch it up. But yeah, I am very pleased to report that everything looks fine. I love my makeup, and overall this video went pretty great, I would say. So yeah, that actually wraps up today's video. I hope it was helpful. I hope I was able to showcase the products really nicely and that I helped you guys decide what is worth it and what is not. Again, if you want me to do separate videos on any of the products, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.
Say that it feels right.